With the arrival of the Babel event, Yostar had finally given us the English voices for Blemishine and Wishlass. In a bonus, they got Polish voice actors to voice the two characters, even getting the accent.
I wouldn't dare boast of my prowess with a sword, or arts. But if you have any problems with equipment maintenance, you can come talk to me.
So this is a Rhodes Island promotion then? Good. I don't pay much attention to my wages, but getting paid for my effort feels nice. Thank you.
And with that, the EN for the Nearl family is completed. However, there is this one question going on in my mind. Out of all the family members, why does Margaret Nearl never got an accent for EN, even in her alter form?
There will come a day when we clear the mist of hardship and darkness, awaiting first light's rays, awaiting an even better tomorrow.
Now the obvious answer for this is because Nearl is part of the early batch of EN voices from Batch 1, where they relied on American and British voice actors to do the work, Nearl's VA, Devora Wild, being one of them. But I can argue by bringing up Milnar's voice actor Anthony Howell, who is an Englishman born in Britain, yet in the game, he put on an accent for Milnar.
Mark my words, there will be battles you cannot win. Have you considered the consequences of those inevitable failures?
So why doesn't Nearl have a Polish accent like the rest of her family? But what if I told you that the true answer can be explained in her lore? So during her time in Kazimierz, Nearl was a prominent MVP of the Major. However, she didn't join for personal glory like any other knights, but rather to change the country from within. And that's because she was a vocal opposition towards a rampant commercialization in the Major. Her fame had come at a cost as it eventually threatened the interests of the major stakeholders, specifically the General Chamber of Commerce. When her grandfather Kirill Nearl found out, he was worried about her safety, so he falsely announced to the public that she's an infected, even though she has never contacted Orpathy. Nevertheless, she was exiled out of the country, leaving her position and family behind. Sometime later, Nearl would encounter two Sarkas women, Shining and Nightingale. She would bond with the two before forming the Followers faction as they would venture across Terra and eventually coming to Rhodes Island. Now, in contrast on why her EN voice lacks any Polish accent, Nearl had been exiled for about 6 years until her return in 1097 during Maria Nearl's Major. During those years, she must have traveled across Terra in various different countries like Ursus or Victoria or maybe even Castel. Nearl would also have learned the languages, especially when she is talking to Shining and Nightingale, due to the two not being from Kazimierz. So from all the traveling from country to country and all the conversations she had with non-Kazimierzians, Nearl would eventually lose the Kazimierzian accent in favor of the more generalized English accent. All the while, Milnar, Zofia, and Maria would still be at Kazimierz and kept the accent as they have never left the country. That is why Margaret Nearl doesn't have a Polish accent for EN dub. Okay, so that was the end of this short video. I made this because I saw this comment in one of my videos pointing out this fan theory that Nearl doesn't have an accent because she was out of the country for 6 years. And I think that's a pretty reasonable theory. You might even argue that Yostar and Hypergriff intentionally made this decision. If they did, then they are total geniuses. That's about it for this video. Thanks for watching and go like and sub. Bye!